So today I'm going to show you how to create a letter, how to lay a letter out, how to insert a graphic, and how to place a border around a graphic. Okay. So firstly, I'm going to go to my Word document. I have a letter here which I have already created. Okay, so I've already typed up this letter, but just to let you know how to lay out a letter, what you should do is all companies will have what's called letterhead, and that's their company name and address, telephone number, etc. Maybe a logo on the top of the document. What we need to do is some letters will have a reference in them, and the reference tends to be the person who typed the letter, their initials. So in this case, it's Catherine Clennon, it's me, KM, and the name of the person who actually wrote the letter. So that might be my boss. In this case, we can see down here, James Martin. Okay, so my initials / the person who wrote the letter. Not all letters will have a reference, but if they do, this is where you put them. Okay, from here, what we do is one enter, two enter, then the date. Okay, so just for instance, enter once, enter twice, so that we have a clear line space between the reference and the date. 9th of September, the year is actually 2020, but I'm just going to leave that blank at the moment. Then another two line spaces, enter at the end here, enter here, and then we would have the name and address of the people we are writing to. So in this case, Mr. and Mrs. L. Buchanan, 123 Lohardle Drive, and so on. Again, at the end of the address, enter, enter, then we have dear. If it was just for Mr. Buchanan, it would be dear Mr. Buchanan, or if it was a friendly letter, dear Lorraine, or dear Larry, that's what his name was. But if we want to keep it more formal, we would put the title in there, and we must make sure we use the correct title for the person, okay, and their surname. Again, two enters, one enter, and then we have what's called a subject heading, subject letter heading. Okay, so in this case, it appears in capitals. This letter is all about Spanish city breaks. Okay, another two enters, one enter, and we begin typing our letter. And it's the same between paragraphs, one enter, okay, throughout all the paragraphs. I've seen a mistake that I've made here. There we go, we'll correct that at the passage. At the end of the letter, one enter, and then we have what's called our endpoint, okay, our signatory box. If you know the name of the person, if you've got a name of a person up here, whether it's Larry Buchanan or Mr. Buchanan, you would always use yours sincerely down here. If you don't know the name of the person, if it's dear householder or dear sir, then you would use yours faithfully down here, okay? After the signatory block, it's 5 enters, okay? So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we put the name of the person writing the letter and their job title. And what I tend to do is I keep the job title exactly the same format as the heading, the subject heading of the letter. So in this case, what I'll do, put this in capitals. Okay. So I tend to keep the job title exactly the same layout or font as the subject heading letter. Okay, great. So that's how to lay out a letter. I want to do some other things as well, though. So let's see, what shall I do? I shall change the font here. So I highlight using my left mouse button, highlight the font that I want to change. And in this case, I'm going to make this one 20, and let's make it a different font. Let's use something nice, Aharoni in this case. Okay, there we go. That's it. I might want to bring this down a little bit. Okay, I want to insert a graphic, a travel-related graphic for my letterhead. So what I can do now is insert, go to pictures, and then I will go to stock images. I will search for something travel-related. Okay, travel. Let's see, have a look for something nice. There we go. That looks nice to me. Let's choose that. Insert. And a picture has appeared. I'm going to use the grab handles at the top of the picture in order to shrink it a little bit, make it an appropriate size. Don't know if this is a Spanish city that I've got here or an Italian city. It looks quite Italian to me, but we shall see. That doesn't look very good right next to the Aquarius Travels. What I'm going to do is sit on the picture now, sit on the picture, double click, okay, and it brings up the menu for the picture format, okay. And for position, up here, position, I want my picture to the top right, I think. So there we go. That's it. That looks much nicer now, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But hang on a minute. I want my picture to stand out. So again, I would double click in the picture and then I would go to picture border up here. And I want to include a border. At the moment, it would come out black. I could make it a different color using one of these colors if I wanted. So let's go blue and picture border again and weight. I want a thick border, so I'll choose this one. Okay, and if I click out of the picture, there we go. We have a lovely blue border up here. Equally, I could change my text to be blue as well, just by using my font color up here. Let's make it blue as well. So it all stands out very nicely. Okay, that's great. Now, I have my letter. What I want to do is print my letter. Oh, I'm accidentally got on the second page. So what I do is come down here and I can use my forward delete button to get rid of the second page. There we go. So this little symbol lets you see where you've got page breaks and enters in. Okay, so off again. And that's it. Okay, that's a lovely looking letter. I'm going to print it now. Okay, and for the purposes of your unit this year, you won't really be printing documents, but I do need screen captures for what you print. So we would go to File, go to Print. It's connecting to a printer. Okay, thinking about it. My network's playing up. And then I would need you to do a screen snip using your Windows key, your Shift key, and the letter S. So Windows Shift, letter S. I would highlight this to show that I was going to tell it to print. Okay. Back to my file. And I could actually, if the assessment or the exercise asks for a printed copy, what I would do then is go on to a second page and paste in my screen snip showing that I've gone to print. It's highlighting print here. I would save that and send it to my lecture. And that's what we need to know for exercise 5. Okay.